Hello, Dev community. Welcome again to DevLive. I'm happy to be here. We're approaching fast DevTalks since next week. We'll be hosting at Romexpo, the next largest tech conference. So we are truly excited this year for the lineup of speakers we're gathering and also the lineup of partners. We are happy to bring you on stage and in the DevTalks area playground. Of course, we are happy to welcome Keysight Technologies as stage partner on full stack and cloud stage. And today I'm happy to welcome Angela Grigoroaia, software architect, network test and security at Keysight. Welcome, Angela.
Thank you very much, Andrea. It's great to be here and very nice to meet you.
Thank you very much for accepting our invitation. And also, we are happy to have your trust on this stage and also on DevTalks partnership. So in our conversation, we'll approach her journey in Keysight, also opportunities for developers and the learning process. And as well, we'll look closer to how the company looks and we'll talk a little bit about the products maybe and the focus on AI. So Angela, tell us more about how has your journey evolved since joining Keysight.
So, hello, everyone. I joined Keysight back when it was called Ixia in Romania about 15 years ago, a little more than that. Back then, I was a C# developer for Windows Desktop. That was a while back. We were supporting Windows XP, if anyone remembers that. I don't know. And it's been a wonderful journey because even though I have the same manager, so I report to the exact same person that did my initial interview 15 plus years ago, I was able to switch through various products, various technology stacks. So I moved from the front end and UI development to the back end, and from Windows I moved to Linux, and I did a little bit of Java and a little bit of C++, and then a little bit of software as a service and cloud services and Node and Angular. And right now I've been doing Kubernetes and Golang microservice development in the back end for about 8 years, I think. So it's been a truly dizzying journey, and I've been really grateful to have this opportunity to just get all of this experience from the same seat, essentially.
15 years, that's a long period of time. It's a coincidence because I also have 15 years in. So yeah, we founded DevTalks 12 years ago, actually. And yeah, 15 years in total. That's quite an amazing experience in Keysight. And now you're one of the development leads inside the team, right?
Yes.
Yeah, amazing. So tell us more about the memorable moment maybe you've had since joining Keysight.
Sure. I think it's going to be a hard one to beat. It was about 10 years ago. It was the first time I was the development lead for a team. It was a software as a service product called Cloud Central. It's dead now, so don't bother trying to find it. And it was our company's first, or at least one of the first forays into software as a service and web UIs. And I said, let's do a reactive UI that works on mobile phones as well as desktops, because we have experience with desktop applications. And I kept getting shut down because all the senior engineers knew why it was really hard and could be done. But I also had the great opportunity to be able to propose and lead an internship project. So I managed to get a couple of interns. And lo and behold, a few months later, we had a demo with upper management. And we didn't tell them exactly what we were going to do. They knew we were working on improving the UI, but they had no idea. So we started doing a screen share from an Android phone and showing them the redesigned UI from a phone working live. Because remember, software as a service, so they could go to the URL and check it out live for themselves. And you could feel their jaws dropping in the call because they had not been anticipating that, and it was amazing. And I am really proud because the interns didn't have the experience to say, no, this can't be done, it's too hard. I told them that they could do it and they believed me, and they went ahead and did it.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a hard one to beat.
Yeah, that's true. But it's a good memory, and it's a good trick, if I may say so.
Yes, yes, it was.
So what's a core value at Keysight that you personally connect with?
I think continuous learning and continuous development, because like I mentioned with my journey before, right? I was hired to be a C-sharp Windows desktop developer. That has nothing to do with who I am today and what I'm working with. And to be fair, there are still colleagues that were hired in the same time period, and they're not doing the stuff they were supposed to be doing back then. Keysight as a company believes that you have value because you can learn, because you can solve problems, and they're very happy to help support you in that journey. And that's been really shown over time to me, because when we moved from Windows and we started targeting Linux, for example, right, they could have gotten new Linux developers. That was fine. They didn't. They helped us move our focus and trained new skills within the same company that we had. And then when we moved from desktop, we moved to the cloud. They could have hired cloud engineers. There's plenty of certifications to go about, but instead they invested in teaching us and getting classes and specialized training for us so that we could become cloud developers ourselves. Because the importance is that we already know the business, we already know how to get things done, and the language in which you speak to get that done, that's not nearly as relevant as your ability to think critically and get stuff out the door, you know? And that's I think a pretty wonderful thing for a company.
Yeah, it's also important for the community as well, and for professionals in general.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm not the only 15-year-old. 15 years ago, Ixia had a big hiring spree. Within 1 year, they went from less than 100 to more than 300 developers.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of my colleagues are still around from that time. So you'll find a lot of Keysight people from 15 years ago. And that's also awesome.
Oh, nice. So will be amazing to meet your colleagues at the booth area as well. Yeah, and to get to know the whole team. Tell us more. How do you support learning and development across your teams? You gave us a preview, but maybe there's more in the process.
Sure. We tend to take people from the beginning, so we have a very strong internship program. I mentioned that interns managed to do an amazing demo that the seniors didn't want. And so by taking people directly from the school benches, essentially, we are investing a lot. And there's all the usual stuff, like, you know, the subscriptions to O'Reilly and being able to get books and technical help and watching all the tutorials. But one thing that is really special and powerful is that we take care to do personalized trainings. So on one hand, there are internal trainings that we have, and people within the teams, within engineers that are working, often hold trainings on areas of focus that they are specialized in and that can help other people. So for example, when we did the switch to Kubernetes about 8 years ago, I myself and a colleague designed a training that was hands-on, and we managed to take, I don't know, a couple of hundred of our colleagues over a couple of years, it's true, through that personalized training. And the idea there is that it's not a generic thing, it's focused on our day-to-day jobs, it's focused on our day-to-day code bases. So when it's things that you already know are a pain point and you already know how they work, the lessons hit a lot closer to home and they tend to stick a lot better. And sometimes there's not enough know-how inside the company. We were lucky because we managed to experiment and we had that. But when there isn't enough know-how, for example, for the switch to AI, we hired a university professor who came in and tailored a class especially for us. which took us from the very beginning of what is a neuron, what is a neural network, how does that work, what is training, what is inference, what's the difference, and all the way through hands-on personalized training to building things that were relevant for us, to coding our own MCP servers and everything that we had to do for our day-to-day jobs in order to get ahead. And that is really, really powerful. So having advanced personalized training like that, I don't know, I haven't really seen it all that frequently.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's very custom, very personalized.
Yes.
Okay. So following next is one of my favorite questions because I always find out new things. So in your opinion, what are some underrated skills that tech professionals should develop today?
Oh, there is one skill that nobody told me about. I don't know if anyone else knows. Communication. Effective communication is literally the most essential skill of your entire career period, because you have to, in order to be productive and effective, you're going to be working as part of a team. Okay, no matter how great you are not going to be as good as you would be if you had a team to support you. And so that means you have to be able to tell other people what they should do. You have to be able to understand when others tell you what to do. And even thinking about a leadership track or something like that, okay, you have to be able to effectively communicate your vision, because otherwise no one's going to lead you, right? If they don't understand what you're talking. So I do believe that is really important, and that's even more important now in the age of AI, because if you don't know what to tell your AI assistant, you're not going to get the best results.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, so that is really essential. I don't know if it's a very useful skill, but it's kind of in the same area as communication. Keysight is a multinational corporation, so on a daily basis, I talk to people from all over the world, all kinds of geographies. There are a lot of cultural differences between countries. That's something, also no one really tells you about. It's good to read up, because a no in one country doesn't mean the same thing as a no in another one. And that's an important part of the communication thing I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, that's true. And also including that you need the team to cooperate, then it's crucial sometimes.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing this. Now we're approaching the end of our conversation, but I want to address another question. So, how Keysight is integrating AI into its products or maybe internal workflows, and what's the team honest take on this?
Okay, so that's almost two questions.
Almost, yeah.
On the internal side, we've been a little cautious on getting AI to do product code for us, right? We were a little cautious about the initial copyright concerns and licensing. That's changed in the past, and it varies from team to team exactly how much they integrate AI into their development workflows today. But the guideline has not changed that we don't ship anything out to customers that hasn't been at least reviewed by a human to make sure that it's okay. That's the boring part of the question, though, because on the product side, AI has been quite an amazing journey for us. We have a lot of products that target the market, and they are at the very bleeding edge. So there's existing products like Cypress that I work on, which is a network test emulator that emulates application traffic as well as malicious traffic. So you can test your firewalls, for example, for security, but also performance at the same time. And here we have dedicated features that target AI. For example, we emulate what's it called? Prompt injection attacks. so that you can see if your firewall is competent at blocking threats that might try to exfiltrate information, or convince the LLM behind your firewall to do unpleasant things. And there's also completely new products like the Kai Inference Builder, which is a product that is dedicated to testing LLM inference workloads. Well, it emulates LLM inference workloads, and it helps you test your infrastructure and your scale. And the really cool thing about the Kai IB is that it puts the same the statistics that you have as an end user, so prompts per second, how many users you're simulating, things like that, together with statistics from your LLM infrastructure, like power consumption or GPU utilization. So you can see exactly what your infrastructure can support and how to optimize it. So there's been quite a journey, and AI is a very, very, very big part of our daily life in terms of product development.
Thank you for sharing this. Especially this year, things have been evolving really fast. So I think, yeah, it's quite a journey now in every team I'm speaking with. So thank you for sharing the information.
Thank you for
having. So don't hesitate to meet Keysight Technologies team at DevTalks Romania this year. Join them on stage, because on full stack and cloud stage, they will also have an intervention with Winston and Dan Mihailescu, which will talk about how they will power AI infrastructure co-design with Chakra. If I'm not mistaken, yeah. So that will be a hot subject. So if you don't have already a ticket, it's not too late. You can still grab one, but do it fast, since next week we are meeting at DevTalks. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Angela, and thank you, Keysight, for powering this stage.